Pisces, what is going on with you? Come on in, have a seat, make yourself comfortable. My name's Alan Hill from UnknownTruthTarot.com. Welcome back to another Pisces love reading. In this Pisces reading today, we are going to take a look at the status of the love connection between you and your romantic person of interest here in February 2025. So let's get started. Let's get one card for what is the mutual point of interest between Pisces and their romantic person of interest here in February 2025, please. Gonna make me dig for it. I see how it's gonna be. What's going on with you, Pisces? What's going on with Pisces as it relates to their romantic person of interest and the connection between them? And okay, not gonna let me finish my sentence. No problem. Gonna be nice and easy on me today, huh? What's going on with your person, Pisces? What's going on with Pisces' romantic person of interest? Okay, as it relates to Pisces and the connection between them here in February 2025. Okay, making me dig for it again. Usually when I have to keep digging for cards like that and they flip face up in the deck and I have to keep pulling them out, it usually means somebody is like blocking something or has something they don't want to talk about or something that maybe needs talked about but they don't want to bring it up. Something along those lines. It's usually like it's kind of like pulling teeth to get info out of somebody. The overall energy of this reading is the Page of Pentacles. Now, pages are messengers, so this would be news and messages and communications about some physical, tangible opportunity presenting itself. Sometimes this is talking about money. Sometimes this is talking about where I'm going to be in physical location. Sometimes this is like an early stage plan for the future that's not fully developed all the way yet, and maybe talking about that. Oh snap, I got the Seven of Swords right behind it. This is Aquarius energy. This is like lying and cheating and stealing and deception and sneaking around behind someone's back and trying to get away with something that they probably shouldn't be trying to get away with. Now, that's not the only meaning of the card. The guy on the card's stealing 5 swords, and he's doing that because he doesn't want to be hurt by those swords. He doesn't want those swords used against him. So this can be an energy of like not wanting to be hurt, like self-preservation. It can also be an energy of leaving something behind because he leaves these 2 swords behind. He can't carry it all with him. So we got some sort of, man, based on what I'm seeing out here, I'm not digging it already, Pisces. This looks like communications about some physical opportunity and then sneaky deceptive behavior. 8 of Wands behind that is Sagittarius energy. This is really fast moving energy. It's the second fastest energy in the deck. This is like rapid back and forth, passionate communications happening. It can be like travel. It can be rapid forward movement or rapid progress on something that there is a lot of passion and desire for. Sometimes this is just a whole lot coming at you all at one time, like too much happening all at once, happening really fast. Sometimes this is something coming out of left field and like catching you off guard, and it can be like an overwhelming feeling here. So that's the gist of what it looks like this is going to talk to me about. We might have to come back to that more as we go along, but this mutual point of interest is shared energy that affects both of you in some way here in February 2025, Pisces. It doesn't always affect you the same way. Sometimes they do this and you feel the consequences of it, or vice versa. Sometimes they say or do something that makes you feel or act this way, or vice versa. The shared energy is the Page of Wands. So I've got 2 pages already here. Again, pages are communication cards, but they're also the least developed of the court cards, and like not fully developed, not fully mature energy, usually like early stages of something. This can be rapid, or this can be like passionate communication, passionate messages. This is also the minor arcana version of the Fool. And the Fool is about like taking this blind leap of faith on something new. Well, this is like a more toned down version of that. It's not someone who's willing to just leap off the cliff all willy-nilly. This is someone who has got like the willingness to take the very first steps down this brand new path towards something that there's passion and desire for. So let's clarify this and see what we can find out for you, Pisces. What's going on with this? Okay. You're not letting me finish my sentences here, and I'm fine with that. The less talking I got to do, the better. Let's see, what do we got here? Underlying this Page of Wands energy on the bottom of the deck, Two of Swords. This is Libra energy. Twos are choices. This is a decision that needs to be made, only it hasn't been made for some reason. Now, the person on the card's blindfolded, and sometimes that blindfold represents I just don't have enough information available to me in order to make a decision, which is why it hasn't been made yet. Sometimes the blindfold can represent blinders that someone has on. In other words, like there's something here that I don't want to see, and I don't want to look at that, and denying it and pretending like it's not there is preventing me from making some kind of a decision that I need. But sometimes that blindfold can just represent that it's someone else's decision and not your decision. Behind that, I have the Chariot, which is the fastest energy in the deck. We just saw the Eight of Wands, the second fastest energy in the deck. I may not have gone deep enough. We might have to come back to that. I just saw Judgment under there, some final decision. This is about like the underlying will to overcome some problem or challenge or obstacle that's in the way. It's about using willpower alone to get past that and then move forward very fast in success and victory. There's a little bit of an imbalance kind of present in the card here, or the potential for an imbalance. We have this black sphinx and a white sphinx that represents the dark shadow side of a person and the light side of a person. And because the driver doesn't have any reins to control this thing, he uses willpower alone. So if both of these pieces of the driver aren't pulling in the same direction, then this thing doesn't go anywhere, or worse yet, it'll tear itself in half as it tries to move forward. So we have some sort of a decision that needs made here. There's definitely some communications going on, and I'm not sure that it's with you here. It could be that there's something happening that you don't actually know about yet. You haven't seen it yet, and there's still this will to overcome. I've got the Star right behind that. I'm getting ahead of myself, but it's also out here in your energy from the other deck. This is the Aquarius Major Arcana card. It's a card of hope. It's a card of healing, but it's also the card that comes right after the Tower. And when the Tower happens, like you don't make it here until you go through a Tower moment of some kind. And when the Tower collapses and now nothing's the same as it was the day before that, it's really hard to see the path moving forward, especially if you had a plan for your future and it was not all the way developed yet. It was still early stages of something. This is the guiding light from the universe that shows up to light the path for you so you can see the way moving forward here. It's where hope and healing comes from. So we've got this idea here of not making some kind of a decision, whether that's because I don't have information to do it, or because I'm in denial about something, or because I'm waiting on someone else to make the decision. It's about overcoming and healing something and having the hope that this can happen. But then I've got the High Priestess right behind it, which is your intuition. It's gut feelings, it's signs, synchronicities, like a dream that has a message in it. It's some sort of an internal knowing where you know something, but you don't have any physical way of actually knowing it. It's just like a gut feeling or an intuitive hit of some kind. This is almost never wrong. I don't think I've ever seen a case where your intuition is wrong. So your intuition is telling you something here about healing, it looks like. Ten of Pentacles right behind that. This is Virgo energy. Like, this is most people's goal in the physical reality. This is like maximum stability, abundance, prosperity. It's also the combining together of two people or two families and all their assets and resources to build this stable, abundant, prosperous home life. It's like building a life together. Man, oh man, oh man. I think that might be part of your plan here. I'm not sure that that's taking place, though. Like, I gotta say this, too. I'm getting ahead of myself again. But I'm behind this Two of Swords, I have the Chariot and the Star. And I just noticed this when I looked over at your energy. I'm getting ahead of myself. But you have the Chariot and the Star in your energy in that same order. Very interesting. So like whatever is going on, like it's almost like I have this deep inner knowing about it, but I think maybe conscious mind isn't wanting that to be the case. Like the High Priestess is the two of the major arcana, so she rules over the twos of the four suits, the decisions of the suits, and this underlying energy here of what's affecting you both is some sort of a decision, but this is a sword energy. It's a conscious mind energy. And the high priestess, like your intuition, lives in your unconscious mind. So this can be some sort of a conflict between conscious mind and unconscious mind, especially because when your intuition is talking to you about something, most of the time, it's going to tell you something you don't want to hear. It's going to tell you something that you don't want to be true, and you don't have facts to support it most of the time. And here, this can be like a conflict between like, well, my intuition's telling me something bad here, and I don't really want that to be the case. So I'm maybe ignoring that, and I've got this will to overcome and hope that we can heal it. But like I said, intuition's telling you something different is what it's looking like. When I clarify this Page of Wands in the shared energy, I get 5 of Cups, 5 of Wands, and the 8 of Cups. 5s are conflict or change of some kind, and I've got 2 5s here. So we got some sort of a problem happening. 5 of Cups is Scorpio energy. This is sadness and remorse about the past. It's about being focused on these 3 cups that have been spilled, and that represents all the love and emotions, all the time, effort, and energy that's all been spilled and wasted. There's still 2 upright cups in the background, which can represent I still feel a connection to this person, which is probably what's keeping me focused on the spillage of these cups. So at its core, what this card is really about is what a person focuses on is literally going to dictate to them what emotions they experience. So here, this person's focused on something that they've lost, and they're feeling that loss. They're focused on something that's missing, and they're feeling that gap in their life. When there are things in the background that you could focus on instead that would make you happy. But this is usually like, I feel this connection still, and that connection that I still feel, and that I'm still like hoping we can overcome the problem in, and hoping that we can heal, that's keeping me focused on what I don't have here. But this can be like sadness, depression, regrets, remorse. I have the 5 of Wands, which is Leo energy. This is a conflict in someone's desires, an internal conflict where a piece of me wants this and another piece of me wants pretty much the opposite of that. And now I'm torn, and I'm playing this internal battle of tug of war in terms of what it is I actually want here. Now, because this is in the shared energy, that can represent that they're pulling one direction and you're pulling basically the opposite direction. Like they want one thing and you want something different. And instead of pulling together, you guys are pulling against each other, which I did kind of mention that here. You got the dark side and the light side, and this could either pull itself in 2 different directions and tear itself in half. And then I have the 8 of Cups, which is Pisces energy. This is emotionally detaching, sometimes physically detaching and physically walking away. The person in the card's walking away from 8 full cups of love, and they're doing that because it's not quite good enough for them. They believe there's something better out there for them, and this is them walking away from what they have to go down this brand new path, searching for their 9th and their 10th cup. So a lot of times this will represent someone having like that feeling like the grass might be greener on the other side of the fence, and now I got to go check it out and see if it's better over there than it is with you. Sometimes this is advice for you, Pisces, in the sense that 8 cups is the best that this person is able to give you. And if you want your 9th and your 10th cup, if you want your personal happiness and wish fulfillment, if you want that happily ever after, that happy fairy tale love connection that we all dream about, you're not going to find it here because 8 is the best they can do. And this is about recognizing that and then making that difficult conscious choice to walk away from something to go down a new path to find your own actual happiness. Not uncommon at the early stage of the reading like this. I don't fully understand exactly what this is telling me, but it's looking like we got some, I don't think I went far enough here because, like I said, behind that 7 of Swords, 8 of Wands, really fast moving, like a lot happening all at once kind of an energy. I have Judgment, which is a final decision. In a relationship reading, this is usually a decision about the relationship. Either like A, we're calling it dead and over with and there's no coming back from it, or B, it's about trying to resurrect it and bring it back from the dead and transform it and make it a way that it's not all funky anymore. that could be the decision that's not being made yet. Like, is this over with or not? And there's this underlying will to overcome it and hope that we can fix it, but then intuition might be telling you something entirely different than that. I do have another 2 behind that 2 of Pentacles. It's a choice. It's Capricorn energy. It's a choice between these 2 physical things that I can't have both of at the same time. And it's like weighing my options, looking at the pros and cons, like, do I or don't I, should I or shouldn't I, do I take this one or that one? It's a really like 1 foot in, 1 foot out, not fully committed, not fully decided kind of an energy. Might be a case of where, like, on Monday, I think this thing is dead and over with, but then by Wednesday afternoon, I'm like, no, I want to bring this back to life. I want to fix this. Could be sometimes juggling 2 physical things, as in 2 people. We got something funky going on here, and I don't know exactly what it is yet. That's the shared energy that affects you both here in February 2025, Pisces. Your energy in this connection. First card is the most important. You got the 6 of Pentacles. Central to your energy is the Chariot. And then your final card came out as 2. We got the Star and the Emperor. So 3 out of your 4 cards are major arcana. Getting ahead of myself again, but 2 out of your person's 3 cards are also major arcana. So whatever it is that's happening here, it's something big. 6 of Pentacles is Taurus energy. This is supposed to be an energy of balance. It's like equal give and take. You scratch my back, I scratch your back. We take care of each other, like reciprocity kind of an energy. Every once in a while, this can represent the merchant giving to 2 people in the physical sense. So this could be you wanting to balance things out and make it right, but it's not uncommon at all that this first card and this whole first column, when I clarify it, ends up being this person's funk showing up over here because whatever they got going on is affecting you so much. So let's see what we got here, Pisces. What's the 6 of Pentacles about, please? Tell me more about the 6 of Pentacles. Okay. Make sure nothing else flipped. That felt kind of funny. Okay. On the bottom of the deck, underlying this 6 of Pentacles energy, Judgment. We just saw that like 4 cards deep in the overall energy. Some final decision. Either this is dead and over with, or we're bringing it back to life and transforming it here. 4 of Swords. Okay, this is taking a pause. It's taking a break. This is Libra energy. It's like a resting kind of an energy, a pause kind of an energy. It's also a 4, and 4s represent stability. And since this is a Swords card, that's the mind, the thoughts. So stabilizing the thoughts, stabilizing the mind, like calming the mind down. I get this card a lot when somebody's doing a lot of thinking about something and they can't hear their own intuition because there's too much chatter, too much noise in their mind. And this is an energy that says like, shh, calm down, relax, stop thinking so much. It's about choosing to go inside yourself and like calm your mind so you can hear your intuition, so you can figure out what to do about this massive decision that's here. And then I got 8 of Wands here again, which is also like 3 cards deep in the underlying energy. So again, Sagittarius energy, really fast movement on something, sometimes rapid back and forth passionate communication. So that's the 3rd reference now I've seen to passionate communications happening. Starting to think we got some communications going on somewhere that's not with you, Pisces. This can just be a lot of external energy coming at you all at once to the point where it's like it's too much. It's overwhelming. And it's very fast movement into the Fool, which I kind of referenced already when I said this Page of Wands, that's the shared energy, is the minor arcana version of the Fool. This is about taking that blind leap of faith. It's card 0, the first card of the major arcana, the first card of the whole tarot deck. So this is a new beginning at something where I'm taking this blind leap of faith on it. And I don't know what the steps are first. I don't know exactly how it's going to turn out. I'm just going to leap off this cliff and I'm going to figure out how to grow wings on my way down. I'll figure it out as I go. Now, this can represent someone displaying foolish behavior, taking an unnecessary risk or a risk outside the connection. It's possible that's what's going on here. With what this is really feeling like is judgment has been passed and the decision has been made. And here, this is me trying to like either figure that out or like, because it's an energy about taking a pause or taking a break. Sometimes when people break up and they don't actually want it to be permanent, they say we're taking a break right now. This could be maybe thinking that we're just taking a break right now, but something is happening really fast behind that. Like maybe thinking that we can heal this and we can overcome it and we can balance this back out. But it's also entirely possible that we got the merchant over here given to two people. There's definitely physical communications about physical opportunity, and there's definitely passionate communications happening. When I clarify Six of Pentacles, I get King of Swords, the Empress, and the Emperor. Wow. I've got the Emperor as your last card. And this one keeps making me get ahead of myself. And I'm apologizing, but I don't like getting ahead of myself. But the Empress is their final card. So I've got the Emperor and the Empress here in the clarifiers of this first column. And both of your last cards are the Emperor and the Empress. This King of Swords is Aquarius energy. This is a decision-making energy. It's a very smart, logical, rational mind, thinking mind, conscious mind kind of a person. It's also someone who's very emotionally detached when they make their decisions. And I got in the shared energy, emotionally detaching and maybe physically detaching and walking away. This is a person who makes their decisions based on truth and facts and what can I see in front of me, what can I verify, not based on how I feel. This is usually the person that throws emotions out the window and they don't even let their emotions or their intuition get involved in their decision making. It's strictly what can I see. Sometimes, especially for a water sign like you, Pisces, this can feel like someone who's emotionally detached, emotionally distant, or even like cold and calculated. We got some kind of decision happening here. This is feeling like your person. I feel like I've said Aquarius quite a few times already. I've got that Seven of Swords. I've said Sagittarius a couple times. Got a little Leo, a little Scorpio, a little Cancer, more Aquarius, a little bit of Aries, Leo, some Pisces, some more Aries. You could be dealing with any of those signs. Hell, you could be dealing with literally any sign. This is a general collective reading. So it's going to be almost impossible for me to pin down exactly who you are dealing with as an individual person because I'm not tapping into your specific energy as an individual person here like I would if I was doing a personal reading for you where it's just you and me one-on-one. Here I'm tapping into thousands of Pisces people all at the same time. So it's going to be really hard to pin it down exactly who you're dealing with. So I'm just going to keep calling these signs out as they stick out to me just in case they mean anything to you. But this is Aquarius energy. Next, we got the Empress. This is the mother of the tarot deck. She's always pregnant, so she's always giving birth to something. And in a relationship reading, she represents the birth of something new, as in like the birth of a new relationship. Sometimes she can represent rebirthing a relationship that's died. I don't have anything that specifically says it's died. What I have is something that says that judgment has been passed on it and it's probably over, and there might be this wanting it to not be over, wanting it to just be a break. And whatever it is, it feels like it came out of nowhere. Like just everything was fine yesterday and now suddenly it's not fine. It's what it feels like. And then I got the Emperor here, which these are counterparts here. Like this is like all four queens rolled into one, all four kings rolled into one. Man, this is very like somebody's making a big decision about this and birthing something new. I think it's them given to two people here, and then you may be hoping that we can rebirth it, but also it being their decision from at least how you're thinking about it. You always have choice. You always have the ability to make decision. Even if you feel like it's this other person's, you can just decide on your own that I'm not taking this anymore and I'm out. But this Emperor card, this really feels like your person showing up over here, like, because they're the one that's in control. This is an Aries energy of taking control of a situation, taking charge of a situation. The Emperor is a master manifester in the sense that it's a person who has all the tools, abilities, and resources to put together a plan to get what they want and then execute the plan to get what they want. This is the person that's calling the shots. They're making the rules here, dictating policy. Central for your energy, Pisces, is the Chariot. This is the Cancer Major Arcana card. That's twice I've seen this now. This is about, like I said, overcoming the obstacles that are in the way through sheer willpower alone. But there is that potential for imbalance where the dark side can pull one way, the light side can pull one way, and it either won't go anywhere because of that, because you're not pulling in the same direction. Like I saw that here, this internal conflict in the shared energy. It could be that you're conflicted about whether or not we can heal it, but it could also just as likely be that there's an internal conflict where they're pulling away from you and you're trying to pull back in the same, like playing tug of war essentially here. But this is about the will to overcome. It's also fastest energy in the deck. So I keep getting hammered with this super fast moving energy. What's going on with the Chariot? Why is that central to Pisces energy, please? Okay, we're taking you. That's fine. Oh, damn. I don't read reversals, so I just normally turn them right side up, and I don't even realize I'm doing it, but that one kind of screamed at me when I did. It's okay that I've turned it right side up, but it's cluing me in that something's off right there. Underlying this Chariot energy, Two of Swords again, Libra energy, decision that needs made that hasn't been made yet for some reason. Right underneath that is the Chariot. I'm clarifying the Chariot right now. Whenever I clarify a card and I get the same card in the clarifiers, that's the universe beating me over the head. Like, dude, I'm telling you, somebody has the will to try and overcome this and wants to overcome this. But I don't think both of you are pulling in the same direction, and either you're in denial about it or you're missing information here. Yeah, the information you're missing is the Ace of Cups. It's behind this will to overcome, meaning like I don't see this because it's all I can see is my will to overcome this. This Ace of Cups is a new beginning in love and emotions. Now, granted, sometimes this can represent that what you're wanting is to overcome the problem and the decision that was made here looking like to walk away from this. And maybe you want to fill the cup back up and start over at square one in terms of love and emotions. I got King of Pentacles right behind it, which is Virgo or usually Taurus energy. This is usually like a husband figure type of an energy. It doesn't have to be like legally married husband. You don't have to be married to this person, but you could be viewing them as husband material. This could be a person that you're physically building a life with. You might live together. You might be wanting to go down that path toward building a life with this person, or maybe they were building a life around you, but I've got two different kings here, and that's probably a difference in how they're acting now versus how they were acting before, or even a difference in how you're seeing them. Could even mean that you're viewing them as this way, and in fact, this is how they're acting right now. Let's take that part however it resonates for you. When I clarify the Chariot, I get the Star again, the Hierophant, and the Hanged Man. So all three major arcanas. This whole column is major arcanas. You had two major arcana in the clarifier. Your last card is two more major arcana cards, including the Star. Something big is happening here affecting you, Pisces. This is the Aquarius major arcana card, Hope, Healing, hoping that we can overcome the obstacles, hoping we can put this back together. It's tied to this King of Swords energy, though, which is logical, rational mind, common sense kind of an energy here. Might be screaming at you about the hope. Again, this is the card that comes after the Tower. You don't get here until the Tower happens. I don't see the Tower out here. Next clarifier is the Hierophant. This is a Taurus major arcana energy. This is a card of commitment. It's about being fully committed to the relationship, taking it to the next level, living together, getting married. This is typically referred to as a marriage card. So it's like that 10 of Pentacles can be building a life together. The King of Pentacles I just saw is half the equation that builds the 10 of Pentacles. So King and Queen of Pentacles can be like marriage. I don't see Queen of Pentacles anywhere yet. See, sometimes it's more than just the cards that come out that tell me stuff. Sometimes it's the cards that don't come out that tell me stuff. There's the Hierophant and the Empress sitting right next to each other, like in a commitment and then birthing some new one. Or it could be that you have all this hope and will to overcome and you're fully committed to trying to rebirth this connection. Either way, that's feeling problematic to me. It's feeling like there's something that you aren't seeing here. And if you did see it, that would be different. I got the Hanged Man as the final clarifier. This is Pisces energy. This is progress being halted, no forward movement happening, things being at a dead standstill. Now, the Hanged Man hangs upside down because he's trying to look at things from a different perspective, a different point of view than he would normally look at things from. And he's trying to figure out what has me stuck. What do I need to adjust to get unstuck so things can move forward here? The problem with this is he's looking at things, and things are external to us. And very rarely in life do we get this external problem just show up out of nowhere without us first creating it in our internal world first. Like, think about somebody whose house is always a disaster. It's always super messy. That's because internally in their inner world, everything's messy. Their thoughts are messy. Their emotions are messy. And that outwardly manifests in the physical world as a mess in their environment. This is about looking at all the external stuff for what has me stuck. What has this not moving? What out here do I need to make adjustments to? Which, yeah, sometimes you need to make adjustments in the external world, but it's not looking at inside myself for what adjustments do I need to make. So this could be you're dealing with someone who has this blame game mentality where it's like, it's not my fault, it's this other thing's fault or this person's fault or your fault. Sometimes this could mean that you're not looking at like internally what's going on. You're only looking externally for the thing that needs overcome and the thing that needs healed and the thing that needs commitment tied to it. It's also entirely possible that this is something external for you that's holding everything up, and it's your person over here putting boundaries in the way, like making rules, making decisions, calling the shots, and waiting on them. Like this, like I said at the very beginning when I saw this can mean you feeling like it's not my decision, and that's why it's not being made. It's entirely up to them on whether we're going to get past this or not. And they're not deciding. Man. Final card for you, Pisces. You got two. You got the Star and the Emperor. We have seen both of them here. Aquarius, major arcana energy. The Emperor is Aries, major arcana energy. Again, there's the hope that we can overcome this, the hope that we can heal this. But then we got somebody else running the show in that department. They're the one making the rules and calling the shots about whether this gets anywhere or not. Maybe you're hoping that they change their mind or something. Let's clarify that and find out what's going on with the Star and the Emperor. Why is that here as the final card in Pisces energy in this connection for February 2025, please? Thank you. Two more major arcana. Man. That many major arcana, it can totally feel like you're at the mercy of something else. Like there's not a whole lot you can do when there's that much major arcana. At least it feels like that. Almost feels like it's kind of, yeah, there's nothing I can do. Underline the Star and the Emperor. Three of Swords. Libra energy of heartbreak and sadness from a third energy. The third energy does not always mean romantic third party, although it definitely can mean that. Sometimes that third energy is nosy friends, nosy family members, nosy neighbors, nosy coworkers, like somebody sticking their nose where it doesn't belong. Sometimes that third energy can be working too much or going to school or partying too much or watching too much TV. Oh, that third energy can be an addiction, geographic distance. It could be a whole lot of different things, but there's something external here that's causing some kind of a problem. Nine of Swords. This is Gemini energy of fear, worry, and anxiety. It's about thinking about something a lot with all this fear and worry behind the thinking, and doing that to the point that it becomes physically stressful. This can be like worst case scenario thinking. This can be like mental anguish, like the person has their eyes covered because they're afraid to face the situation they're in. It's so bad in their mind that they don't want to look at it. And it's about the decision. The judgment is here again. This is a final verdict and judgment, final decision. This is either dead and over with, or this is about resurrecting. And I think that's part of where the internal conflict is coming from, because it's looking like you're wanting to overcome it and resurrect it. And it's looking like they're being cold and calculated and have emotionally detached and walked away. And you're heartbroken. I got both cards here that could mean like massive amounts of emotional pain here. Oh man, oh man. When I clarify the Star and the Emperor, the Wheel of Fortune, the Sun, Three of Wands. The Wheel of Fortune is a change in the luck and fortune. This can be that pivotal moment where the wheel spun the other way and things went to hell in a handbasket. We took the left turn into the telephone pole, and like this is the pivotal moment that happened. This can also represent wanting to turn the wheel the other direction and straighten us back out and correct course and get it back on path. It can also represent a repeating cycle of something happening over and over and over again here. It's tied to the Star here, and it's also tied to the Star this direction. So this is looking like the hope that we can turn this around. But again, it's also tied to the Emperor. There's somebody else in control of the wheel right now. And it's also tied to this cold, calculated, like Aquarius / Gemini kind of an energy here of someone who's basically not using their emotions to make decisions with right now. Looks like what they're doing is birthing a new connection. That's what it looks like anyway. Next, I have the Sun. This is the Leo Major Arcana card. It's the happiest card in the deck. It's happiness, joy, bliss, harmony. Like really hard to get a better card than that. It's like having the hope that we can turn this around because I have all my happiness tied to this person. I have happiness tied to the commitment I have with this person. The problem is on the other side of the commitment is the birth of something new here. Now, the other meaning to the Sun is it's the card that comes right after the Moon in the sequence of the Major Arcana. So when the Moon's out, it's dark outside. Things can be hidden from you. They can be hidden in the dark. There can be a secret. The next step is the Sun comes up, and now it's not dark anymore, and all that stuff that was being hidden from me gets exposed, and I can see it. I don't know that has happened yet. I think this is more about you having a bunch of happiness tied to the connection with this particular person. And I've got the Three of Wands, Aries energy. This is essentially waiting. This is like I already know what I want. I've already chosen the path that I believe gets me to the thing that I want. I've started taking the first steps down that path to get the thing I want. I fully expect it's going to happen, but it hasn't happened yet, and I'm still waiting on it to show up. The problem is, in that row, there is no progress happening. You're waiting on something that's not budging right now, and on the other side of that not budging is the Emperor again. So the Emperor is connected to this card both directions as well. So again, this is really feeling like you're not in control, they're in control. Only because you're not facing the actual situation. You're not looking inside yourself. You're looking outside of yourself for the happiness, outside of yourself for the ability to change things, outside of yourself for what you're hoping for. Outside of you is what you're waiting on. And control is outside of you. That's not a good spot to be in at all. because all of that stuff really is inside of you, not external to you. It's never a good idea to tie all of your happiness to some external person or some external thing, because happiness comes from inside of you. That's your energy in this connection here for February 2025. I'll scoot this over and get us some more room, and we'll take a look at your person's energy. The first card for your person, Pisces, is the most important. It's strength. Central to their energy is the Nine of Cups, and their final card is the Empress. This strength card is a Leo major arcana card. This is about going through some really difficult situation, and it's requiring all of their internal strength to make it through it. They have the strength to make it through it. They're just being forced to dig down inside themselves and tap into it and put it to use. It can also represent a person who's trying to tame this beast inside themselves. They're trying to rein themselves in, like they have this urge or this impulse or this desire, and they want something really bad. And this is about trying to rein that in and contain it and hold it back and not let themselves make some kind of a mistake here. The problem is people almost always lose that struggle because eventually we run out of willpower. We get tired. What's going on with strength? Why is strength the first card for Pisces person of interest here in February 2025? Thank you. Oh, sheesh. Now it's clear for sure what's going on. Okay. Underlying this strength energy is the Chariot. So I keep seeing the Chariot. Very fast moving energy. This is sometimes just like get the hell out of Dodge, like quickly kind of an energy, like I'm out. Also got that dark side pulling a different direction than the way you're pulling here. That's why there's an internal conflict. I've seen that on both sides now. This is the will to overcome some obstacle or some problem that's in their way. And the decision here, Two of Swords, Libra energy, a decision that needs made that's not being made. I think they're trying to struggle and rein themselves in, but they're the ones that has created this situation that I'm reading about. The Magician is here, the Mac Daddy Master Manifester of the Tarot deck. Someone who has all the tools, abilities, and resources to create the world around them to be in alignment with what their will desires. Like my thoughts and my actions have created this situation here. Man. Page of Pentacles. There's the news and messages and communications about physical opportunity presenting itself. Seven of Swords is behind it. When I clarified this energy of strength, I get Death, the Lovers, and the Seven of Swords. Oh, so here we are again with a lot of major arcana happening here. Death is the Scorpio major arcana. This is an ending to something. This is something dying so it can be reborn again in a different way. This is usually an ending that has some painful transition period following it, an ending with some painful transformation happening afterwards. Something has died here. And in that row, there's this like wanting to turn it around and hoping that we can heal it, but there's them being cold and calculated and basically emotionally detached, and it's just dead and over. The Lovers. This is Gemini's major arcana. This is not really about like love connection and, you know, like soulmates and twin flames and all that crap like everybody tries to tell you. It's about like this deck came out in 1908. Twin flames didn't even get made up until 1973, 1974. So the card couldn't have anything to do with twin flames because twin flames didn't even exist when this deck was made. This card is really about the interconnectedness between us all. Humanity itself, individual relationships, like they can't make decisions that don't also affect you and vice versa. A long time ago, this card used to be called the Choice. So it's often about a choice about some connection that you're in, or even a choice between lovers. And that's tied to death, the ending. It's also tied to this idea of like trying to rein myself in so I don't like do something stupid here and make a mistake. But it's kind of hard when you're already taking the first steps down that kind of a path, like communicating about physical opportunity, communicating about passion, expressing interest or desire, an internal conflict where a piece of them wants probably you and a piece of them probably wants this other person that they have to choose between. And then there's this, like, in the background, the decision not being made. What's in front of the decision is this super fast moving, willful kind of an energy. And what's behind the decision not being made is another energy that's about will and shaping the world through your will. And the final clarifier here is the Seven of Swords, which I saw right here, second card deep in the overall energy. Aquarius energy, lying, cheating, stealing, sneaking around, deception. Central for your person's energy, Pisces, is the Nine of Cups. This is Pisces energy. This is personal happiness and personal wish fulfillment. It's a single energy because it's a step backwards from the 10 of Cups that we all want, that combined together, pouring ourselves into each other in love and emotions and like being emotionally together and fully happy and fully in love. This is a step back from that. This is me, myself, and I. This is my personal happiness is the most important thing to me. Sometimes my personal happiness is more important than yours. It can be that kind of an energy. It's one of those cards where it's like flip a coin on whether this is going to be a good thing or a bad thing here. Like in the bad sense, it's what I just described. In the good sense, it would be that they don't need some external person to make them happy because they recognize that happiness comes from inside of me, not outside of me. I don't need you to make me feel loved because I love myself already. It can be positive in that sense. It can be self-love. Doesn't feel like that over here, though. Why is this Nine of Cups here, please? I just had the Tower flip up and show itself to me, but then go right back down, face down, and not come out. In fact, nothing came out here. And you've seen how this has been working. When I was in your energy, cards are just shooting out everywhere. And now over here, I'm having to dig some out. I'm having to shuffle through more than once. Like when the Tower shows itself and doesn't come out, that doesn't mean the Tower isn't present. That energy is present. Why else would it make it a point to show it to me and then not spit it out? That usually means someone is in denial about something, or someone is repressing something and trying to not let it come out. It's there, though. Underlying this Nine of Cups, personal happiness energy, I get Two of Swords again. And you've seen me shuffle this, right? Like, I keep seeing this same card. Some decision that needs made and hasn't been made yet. They're already manifesting something. This is them manifesting a decision not getting made. This is almost feeling like I'm not going to choose. I'm going to go with my personal happiness. No, I think this is them finally getting to that spot where now they are making the choice. Six of Swords. This is Aquarius energy. It's moving forward into calmer waters. It's about leaving these rough, choppy waters of the past behind and moving away from something and moving forward into the future. This is typically about moving away from pain and moving forward toward this thing that I want. Like the card that comes before this is the Five of Swords, that mentally, psychologically painful situation or event. That's not out here yet. But I referenced that when I was talking about the Seven of Swords here at the very beginning. He's stealing 5 swords because he doesn't want to be hurt. This is leaving something painful behind. Something painful has already happened here, and they're moving away, moving into the future. And then there's this thing, the Four of Pentacles, the Capricorn energy of holding on tightly to something and not wanting to let go of something. That can be a greedy, stingy energy. And then I'm clarifying like personal happiness. Like they're not willing to let go of what it is that they want and what they're trying to create. When I clarify Nine of Cups, I get Six of Pentacles, Six of Wands, Five of Pentacles. So we're going backwards here in the Pentacles energy, the physical energy. Six of Pentacles is the first clarifier here. That was the first card in your energy. Taurus energy, this is balance, but it can also represent, like I said, the merchant here given to two different people in the physical sense. And notice one of them is behind his back. That's what the sneaky, deceptive behavior is about here. That's what's killing this here. Like I'm given to two people and I'm not choosing which one I want at this stage. Six of Wands. This is Leo energy. This is recognition. This is either them being recognized for something, as in like it's right beside the Lovers, being recognized for their decisions affecting you, being recognized for having another lover and having to choose, being recognized for giving to two people, being recognized for only giving two shits about themselves and what they want, and everything else is secondary to that. It's also a forward moving energy in the passion and desire suit. And I've got the willingness to take the first steps down this new path. And I got this emotionally detaching, walking away energy. That could be what this is about. Them recognizing what they're going to do here. Five of Pentacles is the final clarifier. Taurus energy. Again, fives are conflict. I've got 3 of the 4 fives out here in this deck. And central to your energy is the 5 of the major arcana. So we have a lot of conflict and change kind of an energy here. Wheel of Fortune, something shifting here. I know we've had the Tower because I've got the star in both decks. And I did see it when I was shuffling here, but it like shows itself to me and goes right back in. So that someone's not wanting to admit that this is over. Someone is like resisting the Tower from collapsing. That would almost be like your garage has exploded and it's laying all over your yard in like toothpicks and splinters, and thinking that you can glue it back together is pretty much an impossibility. But this 5 of Pentacles is Taurus energy. This is abandonment. It's casting aside, leaving someone out in the cold, discarded, walking away. This is a breakup energy. And it's right beside 7 of Swords, deception. So like these 3 energies right here, not looking like we're together. It's looking like that they have already passed the judgment, which is what I'm seeing here. Like, and I've seen it in this deck a couple of times too. I think they've already made the decision at this stage that they're parting ways and they're going down a new path. Almost like the grass is greener on the other side of the fence syndrome here. The final card for them is the Empress. Again, we saw this in your energy. It's the mother of the tarot deck. She's always pregnant. She represents the birth of something new, as in the birth of a new connection. So let me clarify this and see what we can find out. What's the Empress about? Please tell me more about the Empress. Why is this Pisces person's energy? See, I had to dig one out again. Like they're withholding. They're not being forthcoming here. On the bottom of the deck, 3 of Swords. Now we know what that 3 of Swords was the last time when I said it's not always a romantic third party, although it can be. We're talking about the birth of a new connection, heartbreak and sadness from a third energy. So this is what that's about. There is a third party here. Yeah, Ace of Wands right behind that. This is a passionate new beginning. A new beginning in passion and desire, like sparking up a new connection. This is also the phallic symbol of the deck, so it represents the male you-know-what, using it to do you-know-what, sexual energy, and all that fun stuff. And 2 of Pentacles, which I just saw here right behind Judgment in the overall energy, that Capricorn energy of it's a physical decision, a choice between these 2 physical things that I can't have both of. Do I want you or do I want them? And I'm back and forth, 1 foot in, 1 foot out, juggling 2 different people because I've already started something new here. When I clarify the Empress, the Moon, the King of Cups, and the 4 of Cups. The Moon. This is Pisces energy. This is fear, worry, and anxiety from uncertainty sometimes. And this is also something being hidden in the dark, a secret being kept. And I think that's the thing, that there's a third party. I've already birthed this new connection. I'm juggling two people. I'm giving to two people in the physical sense. All of that stuff is being hidden. And even what's hidden here, what's like death, it's dead and over. I think they decided this stuff before they told you, which is probably why it felt like it's coming out of left field. I don't think you knew that they were cheating or that they had someone else. I don't think you knew that they were already deciding to just get the heck out of here like super fast. And this feels like it hits you out of nowhere, because by the time it does get revealed, it's already been happening for a minute. King of Cups, this is Scorpio energy. This is basically the counterbalance to this King of Swords over here. This is someone who, when they make their decisions, they are consulting their emotions and their intuition. It's also, though, someone who doesn't wear their heart on their sleeve. And I mean, that could be someone who has all these emotions for you and they don't tell you, and like you can't really pick that up off of them. But notice the waters are all rough and choppy around his feet. So it can also be someone who's going through some emotional turmoil or some turbulence here and going through an emotionally difficult thing. I do have strength here where they're trying to rein themselves in on something so they don't make a mistake and kill something here. But this can be like going through that emotional difficult stuff and you also not being able to tell and them not talking to you about it. And again, partly how you keep something secret and hidden. There is this recognition energy beside them, like recognizing where their emotions are. There's a choice between lovers here. There's no question about that. Final clarifier for the Empress is the Four of Cups, Cancer energy. This is about not being fully emotionally happy or content with what they have in front of them. So much so that they're daydreaming about this other thing, this other cup that they believe was going to lead them to their happiness and fulfillment, which is why you got this emotionally detaching energy, walking away from 8 cups to go in search for their 9th and their 10th cup. Well, here's their 9th cup right here, and it's about that other person. They think that person is going to be their happiness. They've already started taking the steps on that and probably passionately communicating, probably already making some sort of an early stage plan for their future moving forward once they pass judgment on this. Yeah, like I didn't go deep enough again. Behind that Ace of Wands and the Two of Pentacles, I got the Five of Swords, betrayal. So there's the other 5 that I hadn't seen yet. I've seen literally every 5 of all 4 suits now. This is Aquarius energy. It's a mentally and psychologically painful situation or event. Usually it's a betrayal. I got 9 of Swords behind it. Fear, worry, and anxiety, stress. This is probably someone who's already done something and they're worried it's going to come out. They're worried someone's going to figure it out. Page of Swords is about like trying to learn something, figure it out, investigate, snoop around, ask questions. Can be an external person sees something and tells you about it. It's about uncovering information, whether like on purpose or by accident. And then there's you right behind it, Queen of Cups. I think they were worried that you were going to find out. This is about not being happy when we're together and thinking about this other person. Man. And then there's this abandonment, breakup, deception, sneaking around, cheating, lying, that kind of an energy here. Like, do they have remorse about it? Sure, on some level they do, but they also have an internal conflict about that. It's almost like internally conflicted about walking away and detaching here, even though they have already started some other connection. They've already caused a heartbreaking situation and followed their wand, so to speak, and started juggling 2 people. Like there's no question about that. This looks to me like they made their decision. They were doing that behind your back and you didn't know. They'd made their decision that they were going to end this and leave, and you probably didn't know until it slapped you upside the head out of left field. And over here, it's looking like viewing the two of you as counterparts and balancing this back out, but it's up to them, and you having the will to overcome it and heal it, but it's up to them, and being committed to this, but it's not going anywhere. Like this hope that's here, that this can be turned around and fixed, and it's like it feels like you're waiting in vain and hoping for something that's just never going to happen.